Hi everybody, welcome to SuperGIS video. In this case, in this video, I would like to also show you some tips about the publishing clip service. Okay, this is an example to publish the service. Actually, it is geoprocessing in desktop. In this video, I will show you the basic operation and some tips if you want to publish the service such as a clip for user can input some user-defined coordinate and do some process like clip, geoprocessing, intersect, union, intersect, or merge, something like those functions. This is the example for the developers. So this is the topic of the video. I want to show you the make clip process and publish it. I would like you introduce some essential process you need. We use a clip as the example. Secondly, I want to show you how to assign the parameter and result. This is very vital, very essential, important to publish the web service. Third one is the topic of test the process. How do you know if the process is built or designed well? You must to test it. And then the last one is the modify some client code. It is in a JavaScript code, so you have to modify to test the initial setup for your developer, or you want to develop by yourself in the client side. This is the case if the parameter including command, you need to use this slash and code to keep the whole string as a full string, because some parameter may be more than one, but this case only one parameter. But in this parameter we have a command, so we may use the slash plus code in JavaScript language. It keep the code, so it keep to the center of the string. So we begin at the make a clip process. Okay, to use the toolkit, drag is a basic function. So if I want to make clip, I have to find or search the clip. Then after do that, I have to publish the process. So I need a polygon to define the clip area. In the process designer, we have to use the create feature class process to create the polygon to clip some layers. Okay, so let me start from the interface. I add one layers in E drive. Here the example of the line layers. I want to publish a clip service, so in the first step I add a line layer. Then I use a process designer here, right click. The same, I use a SuperGIS toolkit and right click. I add a new toolkit. The name is new toolkit, so I name T1. Create a new process. Okay, rename P1. Okay, and right click, design. First we have to use the clip, so I find a clip in analysis tools, extract clip, drag and drop. Okay, if you see no color inside in the rectangle and the ellipse, there's no color inside, that means you haven't set up or give the enough parameter. So here, this is create process. We just double click to see if anything we must input. First one is the input features. This is a feature to be clipped. Okay, so that must be the layer R1. Alright, R1 is this line layers. The second parameter is clip features. This is the boundary to clip the R1, but we haven't yet, so we need to another process. We need a process to define a polygon, so I use a data management tools. Okay, I add a polygon. And this polygon would be the clip polygon. Okay, clip features. So I use this one connection, check to clip process. The input does not meet the data process. Okay, may not be this one. And here, that means the input is already done, so we have to delete the original one. And I use this one. Okay, now it's done. The output is the input of the clip, one of the input of clip. So I delete this. And here I double click. To add a polygon, I have to define the polygon features and the input coordinate X and Y. So in the process, I need to define a polygon features. A feature classes is a real file. So here, this is a create feature class. Okay, let's see what's inside. Create feature class. Double click location. That is the line polygon file I want to put in this location. So I can open to define the location to create a new layers. Like this one. E drive here. The name is the layer name or file name. In the shapefile is the same. So this is the clip polygon. Okay, the geometry type must be polygon because this is a layer to cut the other layers. Okay. And this is output would be the input to add polygon. So I use the connection here. And in here, this is add polygon. Let's see what we need to input. This is input features here. And this is input polygon coordinate. Okay. We want to use some testing point to do the whole process. So I need to find some coordinate XY to test if the process is designed well. So I need to define polygon, you need at least 3 points. So I save it first. I save the project like 1.sgd. So in here we can use the mark to click 3 point to use as a test point 1, 2, and 3. Maybe like here. Okay. This is first point X and Y. So I just repeat the coordinate input to test if the 3 coordinate can can be formulated as a polygon. Copy. Design. Double click. Copy and paste here. Okay, I don't need this point, and then repeat the second point here. X and Y, add, and third point here. Okay, first, second, and third point, X and Y are different. Then repeat the first point here. Because for the polygon, the first point must be the last point. So I input the coordinate here, exact like the first point. Okay. And now I want to make a parameter for user to define any point. So I right click the process, make parameters as input polygon coordinate here. And in here, you can double click. The content of this element is just nothing more than 4 pair of XY. Then you right click, process parameter. That means you want to make this parameter be changed by the user. When you publish the process, user can define the parameter, this parameter. So you click process parameter here. You can see a P here. And of course, this is the result. So right click, this is process result. And there's also something is not filled up, the color. So I double click the clip. Now I want to define the input features, be clipped, that is R1. And this one output polygon features is the boundary, the polygon to clip R1. So I copy this name, paste here, and this is R1. And next is the output features. I put it in a eDrive GS1 and give it as a name. The file type is a shape file. Okay, give a out1. Save. Okay. Okay, before we test, we need to save. And I drag here for me can read easily. Save here twice, first time and second time. Alright, this is the basic clip process if you want to publish. If you want to just do the process one time, you only need this one. But if you want to publish the geoprocess on the web, okay, you need to add two more process. One is add polygon, the other is create feature class. Okay, the create feature class is in EGIS. The name is script1. The polygon will be generated every time you run the process. And this is output. Also output to EGIS1 out1. Now we got the clip 1 and out 1. So after we save, we can test if the process is designed well or is there any defects inside. So I run. You will see the complete, okay? But you cannot see the result on the map because I have to right click, use add to display, and I run again. And this time you see complete, and you go back to here. This is the output features. You turn off the original layers, and this is the result, the clip line. Okay, once you verify it, you can test again. You may see this one clip, the output data already exists in the map, so you may remove it and try again. Then you've got the message, create feature class exception occurred. Okay, process failed to complete. So because the create feature class is always generate the same name in the same location, so maybe you can test with another file name, both sides. This is import side, so I use the clip 1a, and I may rename here. The output is output 1a, okay, and do the test. Complete. Okay, so this is another testing. So if you want to test in the desktop, you need to rename the element that like this one, the real file name, the real file entities, the file object. If you want to test, you need to rename every time when you test.